2 days after the US President Donald Trump recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, West Asia is on the edge. Hundreds of Palestinians clashed with Israeli security forces in what they call a day of rage against the US president's decision. The worst violence was in the West Bank, the cities of Bethlehem and Ramallah. Israeli forces fired tear gas and rubber bullets at demonstrators as they burnt tires and posters of Trump and Netanyahu and also pelted stones. At least 2 Palestinians have been shot dead by the Israeli army in clashes in Gaza. Remember, Palestinian political groups had called for massive demonstrations in the West Bank, Gaza Strip and East Jerusalem after Friday prayers. Hamas has already called for a new intifada or uprising against Israel. Now, the US President Donald Trump's seismic policy shift on Jerusalem also provoked outrage elsewhere in the Arab and Muslim world. In a Palestinian refugee camp in Syria, protesters burnt American and Israeli flags. Meanwhile, in Egypt, hundreds of angry Egyptians took to the streets, burning Israeli flags and chanting slogans like "Jerusalem is Arab." Meanwhile, in Afghanistan, protesters called for unity among all Muslims to carry out jihad against the United States and Israel, burning flags of the 2 countries in protest. Somalis protested after Friday prayers, condemning Donald Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. While in Bangladesh, Muslim protesters took to the streets holding demonstrations against Trump's decision. In the meanwhile, the US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson met with the Lebanese Prime Minister Saad al-Hariri in Paris today. This was the first meeting between the 2 nations since Trump's announcement. Lebanon's Hezbollah group joined calls for a new Palestinian uprising in response to the US recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Tillerson said that the US embassy won't be shifted to Jerusalem in the next 2 years, at the very least.